I grew up out here.
Uh-huh.
And then I started seeing all of this like farmhouse style, and I was like, that's a style? Like, that's
right.
like,
So funny.
like I grew up with farms. That's just. Hello again. We're back.
We're back.
Yeah. So how's everybody doing?
Good.
Doing good.
Yeah. Anything exciting going on this week?
We are in a good way right now. We've been fortunate. We had a couple extra carpenters come our way, and we're able to get more work done faster. That one project we're doing in Sylvan Lake, which is the grade beams, the engineer foundation. We've got a slinger truck. I know you and I have been talking about the slinger trucks.
Yeah.
The slinger truck's on site. We're blowing pea gravel in.
We're hoping to get out to the site while that's
Yeah.
going on one of these days to get some footage of that, because that sounds pretty cool.
We got a lot of stuff cooking right now. And like Lisa and I were talking, it's just been a funny year because we had a lot of stuff in the works, but it didn't kick off till late summer.
I've been getting a lot of calls lately and some new projects. Living rooms, it seemed to be like the thing, and a master bedroom. But like you, it was kind of quiet for the middle of the summer, which was okay, right? There's plenty going on at home, but then now it's like constant calls, and it's interesting because like the house that I work on a lot in Washington Township, that one is a 200-year-old home. And they are taking down all of the old siding and putting brand new hardy board siding up.
So they're probably taking out the existing siding, insulating, and then probably putting hardy board over it now.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they're doing all of it.
But it just looks amazing. Like this house is just going to be so cool.
There's a huge story always behind a farmhouse. And when the farmhouse started, how much land the farmhouse was on, how it was used. So there's always a story behind a farmhouse. So that's part of the fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been cool watching it.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, what about you, Jason?
I think what we're really seeing right now is there's been a little bit of a pullback, and there's two reasons for that. The one that people are probably talking about the most are interest rates. At the time we're filming this, around 5, give or take, maybe a little bit less, which is higher than what people are used to.
Right.
Certainly historically, it's really low. Like
Very low.
we might be able to remember back when it wasn't uncommon to pay 12, 14, 15%, sometimes more.
Right.
For a mortgage. So that's still a really
That just
good
sounds
rate.
crazy though.
Yeah.
It
You know
does
what I
these
mean?
days.
Like, wow.
It does.
Yeah, it does. You have a whole generation of home buyers that has never seen an interest rate over 5. And now that we're there, it's going to take a little bit of time for that to normalize with people and get used to it. The other thing that's happening right now is there's been about a 10% drop in sales, in house showings, just in general market activity.
Is that due to the time of the year? Because kids are going back to school, so people aren't putting their houses on the market.
Well, I think there's probably a confluence of things. Time of the year certainly is an influence.
Right.
The interest rates are an influence. And then I think we just had this big like 24-month run up of price increases. That was pretty staggering. And I think there's some buyer fatigue in there too, where people are just sort of like, I need to take a breath and figure this out. Do I think there's going to be a big recession? No, because fundamentally things are much stronger than they were like 15 years ago. What we are doing is moving into a balanced market. So a balanced market is like 4 to 6 months of available inventory. Which feels weird to people because it's been so long. But in reality, it's good for everybody, buyers and sellers both. And I imagine probably for new construction as well. So what are you seeing in new construction? How is that changing?
It seems like a lot of the material folks have caught up via the COVID timeframe. We use a lot of hardy board, which is the concrete siding. We had a terrible time getting that, but they have caught up on that. Lumber's come down, and I know we were talking about that before. We were at $45 a sheet for a 1/2-inch OSB, and now we're in the teens. We're paying like 17 bucks. Things are moving along good. We'll have to see how next year goes. Are we still going to be building a lot of houses? Are we going to be doing a lot of renovations, additions? A lot of people want, if you're going to stay in your house and you've already got like you were talking, Lisa, if you've got a master suite on the 2nd story, if you're 50 plus, who wants to keep climbing them stairs, right?
You got to think about the future.
So that kind of leads us into, what do you see going on in the design space? And how are you seeing people's attention maybe shift focus?
Those are the big decisions that I'm experiencing with a lot of clients. It's do we stay or Do we downsize? And the downsize decision is a tough one. There's a lot of, kind of coming to grips with this change in life and the place that you are in life and deciding what you want for, this next phase. When I'm dealing with the younger generations, they're either in a new house or they're buying the house to completely renovate the inside. But if you look at where the trends are going, you're gonna see, first of all, green was almost every main paint manufacturer's color of the year. Right?
Really?
And you're seeing more wood, right? The natural wood, stained woods. Not a lot of, molding on cabinet doors, more of the flat surfaces.
Right.
And even the cabinet handles that are kind of flush with the actual door. So very clean lines, but there's also the tendency to have a collected design. A collected design is bringing things into your, like going and doing the hunting and finding those things that you really love and bringing it into your space. Like my husband, kind of funny, we redid our basement and he had to have a record player.
I was surprised to see how many how much new music is being released on high quality vinyl.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how popular that is.
Yeah, there's actually a wall in Target, because my daughter loves her albums, but there's a wall in Target and you can get Taylor Swift on vinyl.
The second question I had, because I grew up out here, and then I started seeing all of this like farmhouse style, and I was like, that's a style? Like, that's
right. Funny.
Like I grew up with farms. That's just how things were. So where do you see that going?
I don't think it's going to go away, but there was a trend for farmhouse style when Joanna Gaines became popular. We even have Liz Marie Galvin, who's in the Grand Rapids area, Michigan, very, very well known. And getting more and more popular. And when you follow her, it's very much the Joanna Gaines style, like farmhouse. And she's got a lot of followers, and she continues to grow and go and get invited on the Today Show and that kind of thing. Wow. So there are homes that like to be on the latest and greatest, whatever that might be, and others that will come to you and clients will say, I want it to be timeless. I want it to be. I want to be able to choose everything today and 10 years from now look at it and still love it and not feel like it's dated. Pottery Barn catalogs, they haven't changed.
Right.
Like if the furniture changes, the fabric changes, the styles are pretty much that Pottery Barn when you open it up. You can bring farmhouse into that. You can bring mid-century modern into that. You could do the collective and do both.
Okay. Well, that's interesting that you say Pottery Barn, because that's something in our industry for years has been sort of like the gold standard.
The coined phrase of the Pottery Barn sale home.
Yes, Pottery Barn perfect. The Pottery Barn catalog. Feels like you walked into Pottery Barn.
Yeah, my favorite is the Pottery Barn mudroom. It's in every stinking catalog, and nobody's mudroom is ever going to look like that.
No.
It's got the perfectly matched backpacks and the umbrellas. Yeah, nobody's mudroom.
No. Who can find an umbrella when you need one? Right?
Speaking of homes, we all have homes to go to.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm ready to do that.
Okay, I got flag football to go see.
Right on.
Grandkids playing.
Okay.
That'll be a good time.
I'm not getting any texts about dinner tonight because they ordered sushi.
You ordered sushi? All right.
On that note.
All right.
Okay.
Until next time.
Good time getting together.
Thanks for hanging with us again.
Yes. Next time, hopefully we'll see you from a job site.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Let's go see something.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, let's go see something and give people some more information on building design, land, whatever.
Yeah, and if you're following and you wanna hear a special subject, let us know. Drop it in the comments. We want to hear it. Yeah,
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right. Cool.
Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
What are we going to talk about?
Yes. Well, now the fun begins.
Oh, for Jason, I know.
Oh my goodness.